Hello, welcome to the 2-year anniversary of Scarlett Letter show, my humans. Thank you all for joining me tonight. It's been such an amazing road being here doing this show for the love of music, community, the people, the love for nightlife, because it's so needed right now, especially during this time. So we're all kind of struggling, feeling a little down. But this is a space for self-expression, a space for love. And I'm just really, really grateful for all of you that have been supporting this past 2 years. I want to do a big shout out to Hunt and Gather for this beautiful dress. A big shout out to Nest Cowork and the Seamless Podcast for allowing me to be in this beautiful space, okay? Because I got sponsored this year, like it came out of nowhere. And I'm just really grateful. This show has been the light at the end of the tunnel for me because I do it for all of you in our community and the love for music. And what better way to celebrate the 2 years than with the one and only Lee Reynolds.
Thank you, Scarlett. Thank you for having me. Congratulations on the 2 years. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And I know you're going to have a great success in the future and now, hopefully.
Thank you. Yeah, I feel so honored to have you here, to be honest.
Oh,
and
thank you.
Yeah, take this off because like it's a little too red for me. Like I don't want to get a headache. It's been amazing, and it was one of my goals to have you here on the show.
Thank you.
So it's like like a dream come true.
Well, it makes me happy that I can make your dreams come true. If it's that easy, I'm willing to do it.
All right, there you go. And we're gonna play some Jenga while we do the interview.
Oh, cool.
So you can go first because
I kind of figured since it was standing here.
Oh yeah. All right.
All right, let's see.
You can go first.
Dun, dun, dun.
And I would like to know about your childhood. I know you were born in the UK. Oh, you can grab one and then sign it.
Okay, sign it.
Yeah, and then put it on top.
Good thing I bought my glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was born in the UK in 1970, conceived in 69, which a lot of people don't think is possible, but
it is. Everything is possible.
Conceived in 69, and then born in the 70s, grew up, got into music in the 80s, really. Well, in the 70s too, but I came of age in the 80s, so I'm definitely very attached to music from that time period.
That's pretty amazing. What were some of your activities when you were a kid? Like, what do you like to do?
I was really into games when I was a kid, and then when I was about 10, I got really into riding BMX bikes. I kind of lived in the country at the time, and damn, she's going for it. All right.
I wasn't even, it just happened.
I got into BMX when I was 10 years old, and got really obsessed with that. And by the time I was 15 or 16, I started entering contests, racing, and freestyle contests. I got more into freestyle. Got, started winning a few contests, started getting into English magazines, and then I got in a US magazine a couple of times right when I was graduating high school in England. You graduate kind of earlier there, like 16.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I wasn't really... everyone thought I was going to go to college. I was pretty academic, but I was just obsessed with BMX, and I'm like, I got to go to California first and meet I just got a US bike sponsor. So I'm like, I want to go out and meet my, manager and see what California's all about. That was in 1988, just before I was 17, getting close to 18. And I came for a month on vacation, and that was 32 years ago. I'm still here.
Wow, that's amazing. And what was your relationship like with your parents? Were you closer to your mom or your dad?
My mom had me when she was 15, and then she got she got remarried when I was about 5, and I have a close relationship with both of them. Yeah, they're still pretty young. I mean, they're not much older than me at this point. Like in their mid-60s.
We actually have some cute pictures of you when you were a baby.
Wow, let's see.
We dig deep here.
Nice.
Let's see.
Nice.
Let's look at that. And what's the first one?
Let's see.
Oh, look at that.
I was about 3 there, I think. No, 3 or 4. Yeah, maybe three.
So were you?
I didn't like dressing like a kid. I'd never wear like colorful T-shirts and stuff, which is ironic because I like to now. I always tried to dress like an adult. I don't know why.
That's interesting. For me, like it was the other way around. My mom will want to dress me up with like super colorful outfits or make me look super girly. And all right, that was
Damn
quick.
it. Damn it.
Hey, it's okay. You know,
Yeah,
we got a reward. We got a reward.
Yeah. All right.
That was probably the
What a
record.
loser. What a loser.
No, it's okay. It was the record. I definitely went for it right there. You know.
So yeah, I ended up in California
the
when I was 17, and I kind of toured the U.S. around that time doing BMX shows, and that was an interesting part of my life.
Yeah. Let's take a look at the next picture. Ooh.
That's me and my mom. I was about 2, I would say there, 2 or 3. She was hot.
Yeah. You wanna pop this?
Sure. Popping the champagne.
Pop it the champagne.
Champagne.
Yeah. So
Congratulations.
yeah, we're gonna. Woo! That was pretty epic. So yeah, see, ease the nerves a little bit.
Yeah.
Now that we don't have to worry about this, like.
Yeah.
Okay. So tell me about the time that you fell in love with electronic music. I know that it was after a Depeche Mode concert.
I went to. I had a pretty bad bike accident in '89, and I had to go back to England to recuperate. And I started, going out, doing a little bit more clubbing, and I was always into music. I was going out to see like a lot of live bands at the time, and then my friend talked me into going to see Depeche Mode with him on their Violator tour in like 91 or 92, I think 91. And I took my first hit of acid at a Depeche Mode concert, and I'm like, electronic music's actually pretty cool. And yeah,
Didn't
look back. Started raving, going out to raves, started DJing, and yeah.
Wow, and you know the first acid trip is always it's always a blast, right?
Oh yeah.
How have you been able to, open up different portals with?
Yeah, I just broke my glasses. So no, definitely no more Jenga.
No more
I just
Jenga.
could bounce them on there. I literally get through a pair a week.
Oh my god.
Usually sit on them or.
Yeah, I just broke
bend
mine.
'em.
I just broke mine too. Actually, I went to TG to get an eye exam, and now I don't have 20/20. I have astigmatism, which is terrible.
Yeah, I just need them. I think phones like mess my eyes up.
Lower it.
I need them to for my phone and the computer and DJing. Unfortunately,
Yeah,
which sucks.
DJing. Hey,
Yeah.
you know what? Same. My parents is the same with my parents. My dad is 50 actually.
Okay.
He refuses to
Same age
wear
as me.
glasses. I that's what I love about you is that and my dad, that you guys have been keeping this vibe for all these years, and a lot of the time, especially with certain family members,
Yeah.
they think that my lifestyle maybe is not sustainable, or that I'm not gonna get where I want to be, because it's not the most traditional way to live your life.
Yeah, no, it's hard, and there's definitely ups and downs, and there's always more ups than downs for me, because obviously I think following your heart is what everyone should do, but most people, they don't really know. They go to college at an age when they don't really know what they want to do, and they take a major in something that they don't end up loving, and then you get stuck in doing something you don't really love your whole life, which is terrible, I think.
Yeah, that's pretty terrible. It's like we're conditioned to follow those certain rules and expectations.
Yeah. So that's why I think BMX was such a good learning thing for me, because I skipped college and the career thing, and was able to make a career out of riding BMX bikes for a while until I hurt my body too bad, and the industry kind of fizzled out for a while. But at least it taught me that you should always try and do what you love.
And that was your first gig as an entertainer.
That was my first gig as an entertainer.
And that's
Yep.
when you fell in love with being in front of a lot of people.
Yeah, it was difficult at first, actually. I was kind of a nervous kid. I was never really in the school plays, or if I was playing the triangle in the band or something, so I had to sit right at the back, and didn't really like performing in front of people. But then from riding BMX, when I realized I was pretty good at it, then it became easy.
And you're like, okay,
Yeah.
this is what I like.
Yeah.
And how is it that you transitioned to DJing? How did that take you there?
Well, like I said, I was always into music, pick out music for your shows. And then I had a bad accident. I broke like every bone and tendon that held my foot onto my leg. It was like pointing off to the side. And I had to go back to England to recuperate for a while. And I started going out to nightclubs
Yes.
and getting more into partying. And and then I think that's just like, for me, it's like I can't really be into things as just a passive like observer or spectator. It's like I have to actually be doing it, So yeah, I just got more and more into DJing, but at the same time I couldn't really make a living doing that, so I was also doing graphic design.
Oh yeah, you were telling me about that earlier.
Yeah, I did that for a while. You interviewed Zoe, but not long after Zoe and I got together in the 90s, we just had a baby. She got a job with Fox Motocross as their
Passing down.
Yeah, designing their sportswear line that she basically launched for them. And we moved up to the Bay Area, and then a year later they hired me to design their BMX and mountain bike line. So I never went to school for that, but I got to kind of learn on the fly, and we both did that, both did the career thing there for a while. And again, just like, it was a great job. I worked in like an amazing design department with amazing people. We got to travel, but I was still working for someone else,
Yeah.
And
then when did you decide to just work for yourself? Where was the time when you're like, you know what? I just want to do my own thing.
Yeah, well, we had to move up to the Bay Area when we were working for Fox, and then Zoe ended up leaving Fox to work for BB, making decent money at the time, but we just realized that our time was just all work, and we ended up deciding to move back to San Diego. And then we were here for a few years, and we had the opportunity to open Hunt and Gather. And so we did that like 10, 11 years ago, maybe 12. I think 12, right? Sheesh. And not long after we started doing Hunt and Gather, that's when I started Desert Hearts. I was already doing a night called Moonshake in San Diego. I mean, I'd done numerous nights here, trying to keep the vibe alive. And at that time, we were doing a night called Moonshake with Marky Quark and Bob Dazzler, two amazing local DJs. And we've been doing that a few years. And I heard about these guys doing an event on the other side of town called Jungle, which ended up being Mikey Lion and Marbs and Porky. And we just started hanging out. We made it so that we weren't competing with each other.
Yeah, collaborate.
Yeah, which I think is always really important for like local like companies. It's like, what's the point? Especially somewhere like San Diego. It's like you gotta help each other.
Yeah, we're gonna help each other.
And so we did. We started helping each other, and then we decided to. We were playing a lot of events together, like a lot of desert parties. We'd be on the same lineup, and we're always kind of frustrated by the flow of the music, and we're just like, damn, I think we could do this better. Ourselves. And,
what didn't you like about those events?
There just seemed to be no flow to the music. It would be, we were playing what we loved, which was like, house and techno. And then, you get the crowd going, and then I'd put on like a down tempo DJ after you. Or some psytrance DJ or something totally off kilter for us anyways. I mean, and so we decided to throw a renegade desert party that was all house and techno. That was in 2012, and like the odds were against us. The weather was terrible. Our sound system didn't show up the first day.
Oh my God!
It was like sub-zero. It was below freezing, like at night into the morning, which is rough for like Californians.
Wow.
Like a lot of people.
We can't handle that. Okay.
No, a lot of people weren't prepared, so it like, forced everyone to like really form this strong bond. There were only a couple of hundred people there, but those couple of hundred people have become like our Pile Palace crew, which is our Burning Man crew, and have just, become some of the core people in Desert Hearts. And the next one, it went, it didn't seem like a success. We didn't make any money. There weren't that many people, but like a lot of people were talking about it, and we're like, well, let's do another one. We did another one 6 months later, and it was like 800 people. And I think that might have been when we had the audacity to be, let's call it Desert Hearts Festival. How do
you come up with Desert Hearts?
It was just all,
Because all
just
the
all of us
hearts on the
collaborating.
dance floor in the desert.
Yeah, it was just we went through a lot of names, and that was the one that stuck. And so yeah, the next one we called it Desert Hearts Festival, I think, which was like a little bit tongue in cheek, and but ultimately it became a festival. I mean, whatever, what is a festival anyways? Is people getting together to have a good time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We actually have a clip of what Desert Hearts is all about. Let's go check it out. Wow.
Yeah,
That's beautiful.
it's beautiful. I mean, I love it. We put all of our like heart and soul into it, and it's never been. It wasn't started as a business. It was just like a bunch of friends getting together to try and do something like magical, which I think it is.
And you also did this because you felt that there was a lack of sense of community.
I started raving in San Diego in like the early '90s, like '92 or '93, and there was this just like awesome sense of community that like still you see people a lot, a lot of people grow off and but there's still like a lot of people that I know from that period, and I did feel like the dance music scene had kind of lost that. Like there were a lot of DJs getting paid like really high fees that would just come in and not look like they were particularly having a great time.
Yeah,
and like we were always about you hanging out. Like it's like I always want to get in the crowd and dance with the crowd, and yeah. So we wanted to bring back some of the spirit of the rave days, I guess.
For you, it's a spiritual experience.
Yeah, it is. I mean, music is a spiritual experience. I think a lot of people don't realize that, but like, vibrations are everything,
And how is it that Desert Hearts meets that criteria apart from other festivals or other events?
I mean, there are a lot of like transformative festivals. I think we just never tried to like alienate ourselves from the crowd. There's no like VIP or no special treatment.
There you go.
Like everyone can come up on stage as long as they're being sensible and respectable. Yeah. And we try and hang out with everyone and like meet everyone, and
everyone's like a big family.
Yeah, I mean, but people come there and like they talk about the vibe. A lot of people, they're like, I didn't even really think I liked house and techno, but the vibe is so good here, and everyone, you all send out vibrations, and everyone knows the intent of Desert Hearts. Like everyone comes with like their A game, just love.
Oh, I've
and sharing.
I've seen the outfits too, and
like we don't sell booze. It's like you just bring, it's like you bring your own, and we give away booze.
That sounds like a party to me.
Yeah, everyone shares everything, and it's just this like awesome like sense of community. And that was ultimately, we just wanted to create a forum or a space where people could be themselves, basically, like express themselves. And
that's beautiful.
Yeah, and you hear a lot of like amazing stories of people, coming to Desert Hearts and
lives.
Yeah, quitting heroin or going home and like coming out of the closet to their families. People have like conceived, and there've been babies born that were conceived at Desert Hearts now, and
that's so powerful because it's so needed. And you're right, it's a lot different, for example, the mainstream festivals to something like Desert Hearts that it touches the heart of people, and there's definitely more a sense of community and family because there's not much prejudice there, or there isn't like you said, there's no VIP, so everyone is together as one.
Yeah.
And you strive also to, when you DJ, you want everyone to feel the same wavelength, right?
Yeah.
And how do you
just that?
Right, when everything's pulsating at the same time, how do you transmit that energy like behind the decks?
I don't know. I guess just because I've been doing it for so long.
You're just like.
Yeah.
It's like sound lasers.
I mean, it feels like magic to me. I mean, vibrations. A lot of people don't realize the power of vibrations, but a lot of ancient cultures did, like the Egyptians and the Mayans and pre-Mayans and pre-Egyptians, but that's what we call them. But, they were able to do things with sound, I think, that we can't do these days. Like
Like
healing,
what, for example?
moving large stones, healing each other.
With sound.
Yep. I know it's been proven that you can do that now.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
they
the
know- they know.
music heals.
But yeah, music heals, and yeah, it's just very powerful. I mean, vibrations are literally what hold us together. You know, vibrations, like any major religion in the world, that if you read their texts, it all started with a sound.
And where do these vibrations come from?
Well, that's the mystery, right? I mean, we know how to
We
know how to create vibrations to do things, but you know, the vibrations that actually like hold our cells together and hold us together, and you know, no one. People speculate, and like, you know, science pretends that it has answers, but
ultimately we don't really know everything.
We don't
Like,
know. We don't know where we came
there are
from.
a lot of theories and conspiracies, and there's just so much information.
Yeah.
Do you know, get overloaded with information? Like, how do you look for your sources, and how do you choose what to read and what not to read?
Well, that's a problem, right? You got to kind of read everything, and you know, take some stuff with a pinch of salt, and yeah, pick and choose like what you believe in. But you know, there's a lot of, you know, people like Graham Hancock, people that I really trust, like their work, that have, you know, there's just overwhelming evidence that there's been human life on this planet for so much longer than like, you know, we're led to believe. But it like messes with everything, all the academia, you know, they would have to rewrite everything, so science doesn't even want to deal with it.
Yeah, it's like,
you know, like Göbekli Tepe in Turkey was, you know, been unearthed within the last, you know, 10 or 20 years, and it's just one of the few places that proves that people are doing really advanced stuff like over 13,500 years ago.
Oh, so much knowledge out there that we don't know.
Yeah, and there's so much knowledge we do know that people choose to ignore, which is the frustrating part.
That too.
You know, they have found like fully formed, like Homo sapiens skeletons that have been like either buried below rock, like hundreds of feet in the ground, that they know for sure that they're millions of years old.
Wow.
And you know, somehow they just choose to ignore it.
Yeah,
as well as the elongated skulls. That,
oh
like,
yes.
That like every time they're unearthed and put in a museum, at some point they disappear. Because there's been the Smithsonian have like deliberately covered up a lot of like evidence on past civilizations, giants.
Well, there's still so much we don't know, right?
Yeah,
but it's good because there are people like you and me that we have this platform, and we can educate a lot of people, maybe change their mind, maybe make them a little curious.
Yeah.
And I want to know about, I like that you want people to feel present when they're in your festival or when they're on your dance floor. Do you think people waste a lot of time, like as humans, like not being fully present?
Oh, 100%. I don't think like you know, most people aren't present, you know.
And how can
but there's
we
certain
be
things
present?
that force you to live in the moment. That's why I like.
How can we live in the moment?
Well, doing something like when I was riding BMX bikes, for instance, and you're getting like 13 feet in the air and like doing shit like that. It's like the only thing you can think about in that moment is exactly what you're doing.
When I went skydiving, that's how I felt.
So it forces you to be in the present, and a lot of people don't have that. They're always thinking about, you know, what happened yesterday or what's going to happen tomorrow, or you know how they,
Is there any book that helped you be more present?
Man, that's a good question. I'd have to really think about that one. I read a lot of like amazing stories when I was a kid. Like I had an aunt that was a teacher, and she would like always buy me books. Like, so I've read a lot of the classics like Treasure Island and Huckleberry Finn and Lord of the Rings. And
oh, nice. You like the fiction?
Not anymore. But when I was a kid, that was like something that, you know, when I read those books, I was there, you know. I was like,
yeah, you got your imagination. You're like, I'm in that land.
Yeah. And you know, for whatever reason, I don't really do much fiction these days. I don't even particularly like watching movies.
No movies?
I mean, I will, but like for the most part, I prefer watching documentaries.
Yeah, me too.
And I just like to try and be learning something.
Something new every day.
And that's not to say you can learn stuff from fiction, obviously. So
it's true.
Yeah.
It's right. You know, when you're so busy all the time, you have all these things. Whenever you have free time, you at least want to spend it doing something that's gonna be productive or nourish your brain.
Yeah. And the last, I got into music production in the early 90s when I first started DJing, but like I quickly realized that like I was spreading myself too thin with having just had a baby and doing the graphic design thing. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to put music production on hold and I'll focus on DJing. And if I can ever get to the point where I can, quit my day job, then I'll put that time back into production. And that happened about 6 years ago. And so I've just been in the studio like a mad scientist ever since.
And
as much as I can, just trying to learn about music production because there's just so much to learn.
Yeah, it's a whole nother spectrum. People always tell me you should produce. I'm like, I already have so much going on with the show. Like it's a whole nother beast. You really have to dedicate your full time and commitment.
Yeah.
When did you decide to quit your 9 to 5? Like when was the time when you're like, okay, I can just go full force?
It was about 6 years ago when Desert Hearts, like finally, we got a manager, we got an agency, and we started being on the road like every weekend.
Yeah, that's fun. That's so much fun.
And yeah, decided it was time.
You were like, that's it.
Yeah.
This is the time.
Yeah.
And tell me about.
There's some transition. I did the graphics for Desert
I
Hearts.
was just gonna ask you about that because I keep looking at the logo. You created that logo.
Yep.
It's perfect because it's like
it
looks like a key, but it's also DH.
Yeah, I should have bought a necklace, but yeah, it looks like DH. I was messing around with like squishing them together, and then I was like, and then this one of our designers we work with, Burke, who did this cool psychedelic drippy version.
I love the psychedelic.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I see Desert Heart necklaces everywhere I go.
Yeah.
Those necklaces are lit.
Yeah, I don't know how many we've given out. 50,000? More, I don't know.
50,000? That's a lot.
I've heard of people meeting like in places like Thailand and like seeing someone with a Desert Hearts necklace and being like, oh my gosh, Desert Hearts. And then they'll end up like traveling together.
That's beautiful. You're bringing people together. Mm-hmm. That's the beauty of it. And that's why I love going to festivals and events because you never know who you're going to meet. You never know if you might meet either the love of your life or your best friend for life or who knows.
Yeah.
And it's just a way to be free.
Yeah.
A way to just be one with everyone.
Yeah. I read a pretty awesome book a few years ago. It's called something like Everything You Need to Know About Business from the Grateful Dead or something like that. And, obviously, we're not on that scale, but there was definitely a lot of similarities about the way they did things. And they tried to be really inclusive to everyone in their business.
Take notes. Take notes.
And they didn't view the crowd. They didn't really view the crowd as like separate from the band because they realized that like without the crowd, there's no band.
There's no band. Yeah,
it's like right. So yeah, without people coming and dancing at our shows, there's no Desert Hearts. You can't be a DJ without. It's like everyone. It's everyone's part of it.
It is, and you usually take a larger than life persona when you're performing. Are you Lee Reynolds all the time? Are you 90% Lee Reynolds or are you 20% Lee Reynolds? Like, what is like, or what are you outside of that spectrum? Like, are you always like this? All that energy, all that vibe?
I have my ups and downs, but I can usually like find the energy to, do what I need to do in the moment. There's obviously sometimes when you're on tour all the time, when you're doing like several shows a weekend, there's sometimes you got to like, really pull it out of your, where it comes from. But once you get going, once I start playing and once I'm like doing the music, it's like something changes, and maybe it does make me be a little larger than life.
I love that. And so you want your sound to feel like it's music that comes from aliens, right? Like it's like aliens that are okay, if you could talk to any
for the
alien,
most part, yeah.
If you could meet an alien, like what would you ask an alien?
Oh man, a lot of questions here. Where did you come from, first of all?
Would you like to live in Mars?
Nope. I'm quite happy living here on Earth.
You're like, Earth
I'm not convinced that we can go to Mars, to be honest. I think
it could take a long time.
Yeah. I try and believe things that I can actually confirm for myself that are more tangible, and I just think there's a lot of misinformation coming from NASA.
Yeah.
and
And
obviously
from everywhere,
from the
really.
government in general. And so.
Do you want more drink, by the way?
Yes.
Like, all right, this is getting juicy. Okay, so I think it's time to look at some of your pictures through the years. You're down
Okay.
to do that?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Oh no, that's not the baby.
My mom again.
No, not a mama. We got other ones.
Yeah, we have more.
Cool.
Oh, look at that. Always happy with the way things are going. Where is that from?
That's from London. London in about 1986, I would say. I was 15 or 16. Well, 16, I would say, because it looks like I just got sponsored by Hutch, which was the bike sponsor that I had from the US. And I guess, I know, it's funny looking back, people always said that I had a positive vibe, I guess.
So didn't you say you were a little shy before? When did you come out of your shell?
Probably around about that time when I was 15 or 16, and I started, competing in contests and having
gave you a lot.
pictures in magazines, and
That's what gave you the boost.
yeah,
Okay, let's
I think
look
so.
at the next one. Look at that. You look like a raver from the 90s.
I was like, I absolutely was. That was, I think, probably at 90, maybe 93, 94, something like that.
Those overalls, that was a look back then, the baggy. Not
Yeah,
no more.
loved
Now
the
we wear
overalls,
pasties.
Love the shave head, the goatee. I'm so ready to shave my head again, honestly, but like people recognize me from like.
I know, like,
mad
who's
hair.
that?
Or like, I wish I could do that again. That's when I had like little dreadlocks.
Yeah, look at that.
That was when I started riding for Haro Bikes, which is a big bike company here in the U.S. that in San Diego that have, always been good to me and supported me. And I just got a new bike from them actually that I'm itching to take to the skate park.
Okay, let's look at the next one.
Oh
Whoa,
yeah.
Robert Smith vibes.
Yeah.
I know you're a fan of
Yeah.
The Cure.
Oh my
Is that where
gosh.
you got the look from?
Oh my gosh, yeah. I'm so into The Cure, and I was literally obsessed with them at that point in my life. I mean, I still am. I still go to see them whenever I can. Zoe and I saw them in Mexico City last year.
Yeah,
which
she was telling me about the
amazing.
time that you guys met him in person.
I didn't, but
Oh, it was her?
Zoe's met him twice.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool. I love the look. When I was a teenager, I went through like a scene emo phase, and I was also like, I love Panic at the Disco, all those like emo scene bands. So
Yeah.
I feel like we kind of all go through that phase one
I
way
think it's
or
fun.
another.
I think it's kind of funny now trying to look so much like someone else, but in England was a strange place to grow up. Where there's a lot of niches, and
Is it cliquey?
you're very cliquey, and like I hadn't really at that point in my life, I hadn't really discovered truly being myself and like how cool that was. In fact, it took me like way too long to figure that out. Like not until I was really in my 30s that I stopped, really caring
Like
so
more-
much about what other people thought and just started being myself, and felt so much better. And it worked out for me. So
Yeah, that's so powerful, because a lot of the times, like as humans, we're so concerned about what other people are gonna think of us, and we're afraid of being
100%.
ourselves. But what's the point in living if you can do what you love and be yourself, right? Like life's so
Exactly.
short.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah, life
it doesn't
is
seem
so
like
short.
it. Like I feel that I'm 26 now, and
Yeah.
I still have. It seems like a long time, but at the same
Yeah.
time is going by so fast.
yeah, I mean, you'll be 50 like me before you know it.
I know. Oh, fuck.
26 does not seem that long ago.
All right, let's look at the next one. Oh, Papa Smurf.
Yeah. Everyone calls me Papa Lee, I guess. And we were doing a show at Public Works in San Francisco, one of my favorite venues. And it was Halloween. And I was actually going to be, one of our partners at the time was a guy called Christoph that's a full hippie with like dreadlocks. And I was going to be Christoph. And then I spoke to my daughter on the way up, and she was like, you can't wear dreadlocks. That's spacing on.
It's okay.
No, what's it called? Cultural
Appropriation.
That's cultural appropriation. And it was like, I think that's the first time I'd really heard about it. And I was like, oh shit. And so I had to like come up with another outfit like on the fly on the way up. So we hit up a couple of thrift stores and a Halloween store and got the blue paint. And yeah, I would not do that outfit again because having paint all over you when you're DJing, people wanted to hug me, and I'm like, it's up to you, but you're gonna be blue.
I love it though. It fits you perfectly.
Yeah, it was fun. That was fun.
Oh, look at you. You look so happy. Like living your best life.
Yeah, that's like definitely taken on a Monday at Desert Hearts when we were doing, we kind of do the closing set when the four of us all play together, and a few other of our friends jump on, and it's just it's my favorite time at Desert Hearts because we did it, It's
it was like it happened.
Yeah, it's like
you look so happy.
Oh man, it makes me happy. I pretty much always cry on that day, like a few times, happy cry.
Yeah.
It's just such a great feeling.
It is. Let's look at the next one.
That's Zoe and I at Symbiosis Fest. We had this whole thing. It was so hot. It was so ridiculously hot, and so we decided that. I know, we came up with this thing, freezing gold. We're freezing gold.
I love it that I love how you play with your outfits too, and you're so free and you do whatever you want. I think that's
especially
beautiful.
at festivals like that, because I think that's the thing is like it's a time that you really can express yourself, and I'm not scared to wear makeup.
I love it. Let's look at the next one. Lee. Wow, magical. Spiritually. Where was this taken?
That was taken. We opened a shop in LA for a while called Black Rainbow. And it turned out we really didn't have the bandwidth to keep doing it. We decided to focus on Hunt and Gather and Desert Hearts. And that was taken in the shop there when we were working on it. And we just gotten some new clothes in that I was modeling, messing around with. Oh, Mr. Pickle.
I know, you're a fan of pickles. I should have brought some pickles.
Yeah, I love pickles, especially when I'm at Burning Man. It's like a couple of pickles will really get you through the day. So that was a Halloween party that we did at the Belasco in LA, which is another one of my favorite places to throw events.
That's beautiful.
And I was Mr. Pickle.
Mr. Pickle. And the last one.
Oh, wow. You really dug deep for that one. That one is, it's from Burning Man. Living my best life.
Living your best life.
Feeling the moment.
All right, we're done with the pictures. That's pretty epic. I could tell that you got a little. I could sense your energy that in that picture when you were just smiling. That I could sense it, and it's been hard, like not going to festivals, right?
Oh
like,
yeah, it's been tough. Yeah, like
it's
the last 3 months has been pretty rough.
Yeah,
I'm great that we like had the Twitch thing going with DHTV, and but it's hard. It's hard being on the road and feeling accomplished and meeting so many people, and have it, and then just like all of a sudden having it like taken away in the blink of an eye. We're supposed to be like touring, traveling the world this summer and doing shows, and instead I just been pretty much at home in my basement.
Oh my god.
but on the flip side, it's like giving me the time to really focus on making music that we just moved into a new house at the beginning of the year, so I've had more time at home, which good and bad.
And have you experienced any episodes of depression? Because I definitely have, and it's just weird because
sure.
I'm not used to oh my god, like now I'm getting emotional, but like I'm not used to feeling sad,
same thing.
So.
Yeah, same thing. But it's I also part of being here, part of life is to feel, I think, like the biggest range of emotions that you can and experience as many things as you can. So I feel like everything happens for a reason, so it'll just make me feel, I just feel that much better when.
Oh my God! When we're able to go back, it's gonna feel like heaven. Like
Totally.
It's just gonna feel so amazing, and
totally.
Like, we're so ready for that.
Yeah. So fingers crossed that we will be able to, finally do the festival again in springtime, but we don't, just no one really knows what's gonna happen at this point.
Yeah, it's true. Well, to lighten up the mood, let's go take a here. I'm gonna take a look. Let's go hear some songs from you. We're gonna do some clips of some of your songs that I found online, and then you're gonna tell me how you created this. What was your thought process?
Memo and I's last release on Desert Hearts featuring Delos, another awesome San Diego DJ, producer, and I work a lot with Memorex.
Yeah,
he's going to be on the show with me tonight, actually, 10 o'clock. And he, me and him, we just have like literally hundreds of songs that are in the works, and we're kind of working on a couple of albums right now. One with Serene, who I know you had on the show recently.
She played a lot of her originals. That was so epic. Yeah. Okay, let's look at the next one.
Clear water from the heart of the fire. Fire does not wait for the mood to be hot. Oh, this is like this is an old one with Machino. Yeah. Another old friend of mine who's actually my roommate at one point. And this was our first. This is the first thing that I put out in Desert Hearts Records with him. So, like, I kind of like that, a little bit of that electro-y old school vibe. I did a little spoken word on this one.
Wow. Yeah, there's a lot of vocals in a lot of the songs that you have, which is
cool. I've been really into. I don't want to make just kind of tracks that sound. That's definitely a formula for making tech house that a lot of people stick to. That I always try and start like each project from scratch. I don't really have like a template that's gonna get me stuck in a certain way. So just kind of, I believe a lot of good things come from the heart. And a lot of time your brain gets in the way and messes them up, and just try and go like, and vocals to me, like adding like that human element to a track.
Yes, it makes it different. It also makes you stick it on your head longer. Like when you hear those vocals that resonate with you, you just like sing it over and over.
Yeah.
Next one.
I first encountered DMT in the underground in Berkeley.
I love this one. This is like another one by Memorex. It came out on Super Freak last year. Yeah, Super Teachings. Obviously with Terrence McKenna. Sample. Talking about some of my favorite things, ayahuasca and DMT. And I actually haven't done ayahuasca. But
oh my God. I haven't done ayahuasca or DMT.
I've done plenty of that. And actually, I've done the 5-MeO
secret teaching.
That's amazing.
Which is basically like smokable ayahuasca because it has MAO inhibitors in it. And so it's just this really intense, 20-minute experience.
What's like the deepest thing or like the most important lesson that you learned from taking psychedelics?
Well, that 5-MeO DMT experience was incredible because I felt like I was really ready for it. I didn't like resist it. I just like let go. I didn't really have any regrets at the time, so I wasn't really fighting anything. So I just felt like it just took me to like this.
You were ready for it.
I was just let go, and like I felt like I was just like at the source of creation, basically, in this like maybe like at the gates of heaven, some people might call it, but just like
you were
in like the perfect light, the perfect frequency, it's perfect everything. Like the fact like in that moment, like I knew like everything that had happened or would happen. You're like, but like almost like you're in the, if you know about like the Akashic field or like this, like the, and I just like after that, I just felt, and I felt like a different person. It's like almost like you're reborn. And when I came out of it too, like I did it in a like little ceremony with people holding space for you and like someone leading the ceremony. And like some, a lot of people threw up. A lot of people looked like some people cried. Some people this, and then I came out of it, and I was like, was I screaming "fuck yeah"? And the dude's like, "Fuck yeah!" I was just like, "Fuck yeah!"
You were ready for it. You were in the right mindset.
I was, but then also when I was in my early 20s or mid to early 20s, I was reading, the Archaic Revival and some other Terrence McKenna books, and I had gone to me and my buddy had gone to see Terrence McKenna talk a couple of times, signed our books, and we were like, man, we really wanted to like have like some kind of transformational experience.
Sometimes you need that.
Yeah, I didn't know how to get DMT at the time, and but we ended up getting Syrian rue, which you can get legally, which is an MAO inhibitor that they have been using, in South America for years to have these kind of, intense experiences. And it basically, when you eat psilocybin, normally you're getting about 20%, I think, of the psilocybin because your liver,
Oh, okay. And what
breaks it down.
percent were you getting there?
But then when you eat the MAO inhibitors before and you wait like a half an hour, then you get like the full dosage. So it's like times in your mushroom dosage by like 4 or 5. And we each ate 5 grams of mushrooms. So it was like supposedly equivalent to eating like 20 or 25 grams of mushrooms.
Oh
and we
God.
had like,
What did you see? Like, what was that? What was that?
I couldn't tell. We
experience?
were we ended up like being in a pitch black room. We were originally listening to Aphex Twin's Selected Ambient Works Volume 2, which is pretty chill, but we end up turning that off just because the ambient noise coming from outside was like sounded like an orchestra anyways. And it just seemed like we were in pitch black, and it just seemed like the roof of the house got torn off, and we were just like in this like the same thing in this like just bright light. Felt like we were surrounded by like beings. It felt like we were talking to each other telepathly.
Wow, that's the next level.
It's not a, it wasn't a recreational kind of drug experience.
So
it's one of those things that's like, okay, that's fine, seen it.
Done it. Okay, check. I wouldn't do it again.
No. Let's do some hedonistic drug taking now.
Now after that crazy experience, you can just do it for fun and enjoy it.
Yeah, but no, I mean, I like to have those kind of experiences from time to time to keep myself in check.
Yeah, it's definitely needed.
Yeah, I would definitely like to do the 5-MeO again, and I definitely want to do ayahuasca, but I would love to go down to Peru or somewhere and do it.
Yeah,
properly.
you gotta do it the proper way.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for sharing your psychedelic experience. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Before we go on the human experience section, I want to ask you, what advice would you give someone that wants to get into this industry? Or actually, you know what? Let's make it more personal.
Mm-hmm.
For example, for me, I'm doing this show, I'm doing it with a lot of love. Sometimes I can get a little impatient. Sometimes I'm giving it my all, but sometimes it's a lot, and it's hard to see sometimes the progress because I'm so caught up in everything.
Yeah.
Like, what advice would you give me to just keep going or keep following my dreams?
Yeah, just keep doing it. That's advice that, first of all, you got to be obsessed with it.
I am. I'm pretty obsessed.
Exactly.
Look at this place.
Exactly. Yeah, don't be. Yeah, and obviously you're not doing it for the money. You're doing it just because you love it. And then, the one thing I tell people is to really not have a plan B.
Right now, there's no plan B.
Yeah, because it's like, I mean, I guess it's great to be sensible, but I'm not that sensible. And most people I know that are successful at stuff like this, it's because they didn't have a backup plan. It's like if you're trying to be a DJ, but you're also, going to school for accounting, you're going to end up being an accountant.
Yeah. Well, I already went to school, so that's done with. I have nothing else to focus but this.
Right. I know, like I said, a lot of people go to school, and they pick, they just pick a major they're kind of forced into because they're good at it, and it's not like, and I've always maintained that, you follow your heart and not necessarily your brain. I've always been obsessed with the, ancient cultures, especially the Egyptians when I was a kid. And they knew something about the afterlife. I mean, they went to such great extents to mummify themselves, and
they would get rid of the brain and they would keep the heart.
Exactly. Yeah, the brain just went in the trash. They just scraped it out, and they mummified the heart because they knew there was something important about that in my mind. And yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for the advice. It's time for the human experience section. Okay, and now I'm gonna ask you a few more questions about, self-awareness and more about how you see the world.
Okay.
So, question number 1 is, what do you enjoy about adulthood?
Adulthood? Not that much, really. I always tell people not to grow up.
Right? Don't grow up. It's a trap.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. That's not true, really. I mean, I do like the way I think more. I think I'm,
You're a lot more conscious now.
yeah, I think I'm a lot more conscious now.
Good.
But I think that, the consciousness and spirituality kind of gets like beaten out of you by society and like being socially conditioned, and
You gotta keep fighting.
because like you're obviously born like spiritual and conscious, and like that's why kids have this like amazing energy, right?
Right,
It's just
I
like
know.
everything's like everything's possible to them, and like it's only when they are taught that things aren't possible that they become impossible.
It's true. That's why you need to keep that childhood part of you present.
100%.
When was the last time you got out of your comfort zone?
Let's see. Jeez, that is a good question. I mean, I guess I've been out of my comfort zone the last few months.
Yeah, okay. Same here. You know what? We can stick with that one. I completely get it.
I rode, like, I mean, when we were down in Australia at the end of last year, I rode, I went to the skate park. I met some kids randomly at the skate park, and they bought me a bike, and, I was like, I didn't know, I was a little nervous, like, can I still do this? Am I gonna like, am I gonna crack my head open in Australia? But like, I just bit the bullet and just rolled into the ball, and
You
came
still
back.
got it. You still
Yeah.
got it.
So yeah, I guess I wasn't out of my comfort zone necessarily there. But I think when I used to also like back there before Desert Huts took off, and I would get booked to do these like corporate DJ gigs.
Oh, that was my whole life. I've been doing that since I was 15.
Yeah. Those are, it's like you can make some okay money doing it, but it's pretty miserable because, you're like, no matter what you do, you're not playing the right thing for somebody. You're always like,
oh my God.
always upsetting somebody, just like.
Yeah, that's exactly like, I started DJing when I was 15. I was doing weddings, quinceañeras, all those, because my dad taught me how to DJ, because he actually still DJs. So after a while, I kind of got over it. It's like, I want to play what I want to play too. Yeah, I don't want to play Cha-Cha Slide for like 5 more years.
Right.
So yeah.
So yeah, it's great. I mean, like the last 6 or 7 years, I can count the number of times that people have requested, like stupid stuff for me to play. You got any R. Kelly? Or,
I know.
like,
Oh my God, tell me about it. So one more. Okay, we got more questions. What life tip would you tell your younger self if you could go back in time?
I guess, like I said, to be yourself, have more confidence in yourself. I wasn't very business minded, I guess, at the time. I kind of got like, I could have probably done a lot better for myself if, and a lot of people that are like artistically minded aren't, I don't think, and that's why it's
that's where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's the boring part. I just want to be creative. I don't want to do business, but you kind of have to. You gotta learn. You gotta learn. So
which is funny because in school I was really good at like economics and like nerdy stuff like that. And,
not me.
But I was able
failed
to
physics and algebra.
Yeah, I was able to let go of it pretty easily.
Yeah, like, okay, bye. Now I can be a creative. What is a belief that you hold which many people disagree?
Well, like I said, that I don't know where we came from. I'm not 100% convinced that we live on this ball floating on the outside of some random galaxy and some random part of the universe, and that we came out of like this primordial soup that like no one can explain. Like science can explain like how a single cell organism divides into two, but no one has an answer where the first single cell organism comes from. And I think, people shouldn't pretend that they do. I don't know if we live on a round planet at all. I don't know. Like when I observe things with my own eyes, I can't prove that 100%. And it's been proven to me that NASA lies like 100%. I mean, they are one of the most dishonest government organizations out there. They've been lying to us for a long time. I mean, anyone that has, not to be insulting, but like anyone that like uses an ounce of common sense knows that we didn't go to the moon. Wow. Like you just got to look at the photos. There's so much evidence, like converging converging shadows, which means that they were like using
yeah, in
studio
the
light.
air,
They were
yeah.
using studio light in,
And then, like,
and
the
then the
flag,
official
yeah.
NASA report says we took no light in with us to the moon. We were using the light of the sun, which is supposedly 400 billion light years from the moon, which means that basically all the shadows would be parallel or diverging. There would be
Spin
no
some facts.
there would be no, you know.
Hey, it's okay, you know.
And also NASA admit that we don't have the technology to go to the moon now. They don't have the tech. They're working on it. And if you look at the craft that supposedly made it through the Van Allen belt, which is this, this crazy belt of radiation that's supposedly around the world, and it looks like it's made out of like tinfoil and duct tape.
Yeah, people,
and
you gotta get it. You gotta get it straight. You gotta look at
Man,
your sources.
it's like,
yeah,
yeah,
it's okay. You
yeah.
know, like we are all
So yeah, once
We
I
can
read,
just
once
have
I
our own
once
opinions.
yeah, exactly. Once I, in my opinion, had come to the conclusion that NASA was lying to us, it just opened up like a whole bunch of questions for me. And
Questions.
I
It's such a
and
mystery.
I have a lot of respect for ancient cultures. Like I said, I think that there have been many advanced cultures on this planet before us, like stories of Atlantis. A lot of this stuff that has been thought of as being myth is later proven to not be myth. Like they, like the
There's
hint,
so
like they,
much.
like the Hindu gods,
Yeah.
Hare Krishna, and who are some of those? Like they've actually found now like these cities that they lived in, and
There's
like
just so much.
Yeah,
There's so much
there's
that
so
we still need to
much.
discover. Right, guys?
yeah.
All right. So what is the next question? Oh yeah, I have it right here. What bad habits do you want to ditch?
I don't know if I necessarily want to ditch any of them, but
You're like,
I
I'm
get a
the
lot.
man
I get a lot
and-
of crap for smoking, but I just enjoy it. I don't know.
trying
I've
to
always
live
had
your
this
life
thing.
however you want.
I've also always maintained, for a while now, that things are only as good or bad for you as you perceive them to be, and I do really think you create your own reality. And I haven't necessarily been great at that recently because, like I said, like things in your life can kind of like, that distractions and things are here to prevent us from, I think, understanding that. But like ancient cultures did understand that. That's a huge part of like most Asian religions, is that you are creating your own reality.
Yeah.
And
Well, the important part now is that you are creating your own reality and you're making it happen. You're making it happen.
but we're also coexisting with other people that are, so it's like your reality is like,
Yeah, it's true. It can be hard to connect with some
Because-
people
yeah.
because you're not on the same wavelength. You
not
don't have the
frequency,
same
yeah.
frequency. Yeah.
Yeah,
But it's okay,
exactly.
like we're here to educate people and let these people know.
yeah, accept.
And
And it's, I think another important one is to accept other people's reality.
Oh, that's big because
Yeah.
we were all born in different places. We
Yeah.
have different perspectives about life.
Right.
And we're not all going to agree on the same thing.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
it's just how it is. We have to coexist with our
Yeah.
differences.
And I was
that's
lucky-
what makes us human.
I was lucky that I was raised without religion in my life. So I had to kind of figure it out for myself. And yeah, what was I
Okay.
going to say?
It's okay.
Yeah.
I got the last question. And what do you want to be remembered for?
Making people happy. Maybe, I would ultimately, I know I'd love to, just change the world in some way for the better. And obviously for DJing and music and just being a good person if I can.
Yeah, you're already doing it.
I'm doing my best.
Okay, and lastly, we have the Scarlett Letter. Oh, we got the drum roll. Perfect.
Whoa.
You're going to pick an envelope, open it, and answer the letter inside. Middle. Yes.
Always the middle.
Always
I
the
love
middle,
seal.
every time.
Look
We
at
got
that.
the
Sealed
middle.
with wax.
Yeah.
Nice.
Let's see.
Listen, now I have to put my broken glasses on. What's the most imaginative insult you can come up with? Wow, that's a tough one because I don't like insulting people.
Yeah, me too.
That's an ironic question. What is the most imaginative insult you can come up with? You're useless. I don't love you. You're pathetic. I don't know.
Okay.
I hate
See,
you. I hate you. I don't know.
That's how you know he doesn't
Phil's-
like insulting people.
I don't even like. I don't want to say it. I don't
Yeah,
wanna
it's
say it.
okay. Me too.
Yeah.
It's okay. I love it.
Yeah.
I have a present for you
Wow.
before we end the show.
Cool.
You can open it.
All right. Dun, dun, dun. Nice. Cool.
A
Thank you.
shirt.
Scarlett Letter.
Yes.
Happy 2-year anniversary.
Thank you so much. There's a couple more things in there.
Ah,
Yeah, we're going. Yeah, there's still
Cool.
more. There's still more.
some stickers.
Yeah, stickers.
Oh, cool. And a necklace.
Yeah, that's like special edition. I'm actually gonna be selling these eventually.
Cool.
Yep.
Nice. Got all the promo. You're on top of it. You're killing it.
Thank you.
Feeling
Like,
it.
thank you so much. I'm
Proud of you.
ready to take it to the next level, and I appreciate your
Good.
support.
Well,
and for
whatever
you
I can do
being
to
here.
help you, I'm all about it.
Thank you so much. And for being here, and thank you all for that been watching, that been sticking in the show. And I love y'all. Thank you so much. Really, I'm so happy to be here, and it's gonna be fun. Now it's time for some music.
Yeah, I'm going to do a mix for you guys, and then I'm going to head home to start my stream at 10 p.m. on Twitch TV. Twitch TV /Desert Hearts Records. Memorex is going to be my guest tonight.
Oh, are you ready for some dancing, people?
Yep.
Right now,
Be a
we're
long
just gonna see what has been happening in the past 2 years, and then we're gonna go straight to the mix. Thank you all. Thank you, Lee.
Thank you.
Woo. See ya.
Have like a most memorable moment in House to Ourselves where you were like, okay, we'll never forget this event, or something really special happened or something?
I'd have to say our 1-year birthday party.
100%.
Yeah, that was we kind of got caught way off guard on that one, just because we had Lee Reynolds from Desert Hearts in the car.
Oh yeah, I was there. That was my
Yeah.
first House to Ourselves actually.
Yeah.
It was insane.
We like, the party was trending pretty well, and then just like
There's an implication that it's harder for women to make it in an industry that is predominantly male driven. Do you agree?
Yes, I do agree for certain either diversity and industry or other stuff, that everything I always work in is all male dominated. So I gotta hold it strong.
Same here. I feel you.
There's also different ways to go about things. Like I don't like to try to victimize myself and play that.
What is the most rewarding thing about being a DJ and producer for you?
I think meeting people, sharing experiences with people, being able to explore new places, new people, new things, sharing music that you make with people, and like getting a random message from somebody saying, dude, this is
I love
this
your track.
or whatever, and
Yeah.
you're like, gosh, you're from not even here, somewhere, like whatever that may be, just the fact that you have this vision that you want to.
You started your broadcast media experience in your college radio,
Yes, at UCSD.
just like me.
Yep, exactly.
What is it that drew you to join the station? What was your experience like?
Well, I wanted to be an actress, but I got sidetracked.
Oh,
So I was on the campus at UCSD, and I walked by the radio station, and I walked in, and my life.
so how is it that you've been able to keep committed to the music throughout all these years, despite all the difficulties?
Here's my take on this stuff, right? Anything in life that you put focus, time, and energy into, you're going to get good at it. It doesn't matter what the job is. So if you want to be in the music industry and that's what your focus is on and that's what you're pushing, you're going to, eventually you're going to break through.
How did you come up with your name, Speaker Honey?
It's actually funny. So I was going to school in Hawaii. I went to school at University of Hawaii Hilo, and it was like my second semester. And I knew I was like, I have my music project I want to do. I'm making music in Ableton. I want to make a name. I need to find a name. And it was just kind of in the back of my head, constantly turning like, what's my name going to be? And then one day I was hanging out with some friends, and it was after school, after classes at like one.
Memorex unifies past, present, and future into one heart, one mind, one spirit. Whoa.
Wow, that got deep real quick.
Yeah.
Holy
That's
moly.
what I'm saying. I feel like you're gonna take me on a journey of like enlightenment.
Yes, absolutely. Let's do it together. I want everybody on this voyage.
I love it. So what are these cosmic vibrations? Are you a spiritual person? Do you live in
I
the
consider myself to be a very, very spiritual person, and so much to the point that sometimes I'm not spiritual at all. It's just
Tell me about how your style of DJing has changed.
Tell you how I like to do the robot in the bathroom, in the shower.
Yeah.
No, I'm joking. This is how it's changed, I think. It was pretty reckless when I first started. I had nobody taught me, right? I taught myself. When I first started, I started on 1200s on decks, on turntables. I met people there.
If you can name like the top 5 skills you had to learn that are important for a business in the industry.
Open your ears and listen. Number 1, listen. Number 2, be kind. I know that sounds silly, but kindness pays. Like, I have great relationships with all my vendors and my staff, and there's just a mutual respect there, and it just works. You said 5, right?
Yeah.
All right. 3, watch your numbers. I mean, it is what it is. You got to know your numbers.
And how did you get started with Hunt and Gather? How did you get that opportunity?
You know what? I told the universe what I wanted.
You told them, hey, universe.
I think it's really powerful to like write stuff down.
Oh my God,
Like,
yes.
That shit works. Like, do it. If you want something, concentrate and
do it.
Tell the universe what you want. Be very clear about it. And I said I wanted to get out of what I was doing. And I was working for Callaway Golf.
Hey, what's up, humans? Thank you for joining me on the 2-year anniversary of Scarlett Letter show. Woo! Woo! Yes, I have Lee Reynolds with me. Are you ready for some music? Do you have any last words?
Love. That's it. Love you guys.
Love, so much love. Thank you all for the support this 2 years. Shout out to Hunt and Gather for this beautiful dress. And shout out to Connect San Diego for letting me use this beautiful space. Rob Bloom, hit it up. And we're so happy to be here. Honestly, my heart is pounding and we're ready to fuck shit up.
Fuck shit up.
All right, y'all, let's have some champagne before we start. The bottle just popped before, it was just ready. It's just too hot here.
Yeah, the cherry has been popped.
Cherries in power. And then we have some cake too that we're gonna whoop. Let's get some.
Champagne. I lost my cup. Oh no, I have a cup.
We can live without your love. I can't live without your love. My mind is always in a rush. Sometimes I love you way too much. I can't live without your love. I can't live without your love. My mind is always in a rush. Sometimes I love you way too much. It's a strange game you and me play. It's a night move, such a hot day. Trying to keep cool, stuck in my head. Think about you, just can't get away. Just can't get away. I can't live without your love. I can't live without your love. My mind is always in a rush. Sometimes I love you way too much. It's a strange game you and me play. It's a night move on such a hot day. Trying to keep cool, stuck in my head. Think about you, just can't get away. Just can't get away. Just can't get away. Just can't get away. I can't live without your love. I can't live without your love. My mind is always in a rush. Sometimes I love you way too much.
way some of it's overkill. You know, it's overkill in technology. I mean, yeah, technology is great, but I mean, that doesn't mean you have to make everything for everything. You know what I mean? Just because you can do it doesn't mean why should you do it? I don't know, just even one about a guy that can make synthetic human sperm. For what? For what? Why do you even want to go there? Why do you even want to try that? Even if you could do it, why? It's stupid. You're wasting my money. You make us sound like dinosaurs. 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 Well, that's what it's like. Some of it's overkill. You know, it's overkill in technology. I mean, yeah, technology is great, but I mean, that doesn't mean you have to make everything for everything. You know what I mean? Just because you can do it doesn't mean why should you do it? I don't know, you just either one about a guy that can make synthetic human sperm. For what? For what? Why do you even want to go there? Why do you even want to try that? Even if you could do it, why? It's stupid. You're wasting my money. You make us sound like
Real, press, real, press, real, press, real, press,
I do this for all of you in nightlife. You know, I've been in nightlife for a long time. It's been rough, but this is the light at the end of the tunnel for me. And thank you for all of you that's been supporting all these years. And this is such a good way to celebrate. Thank you, Lee.
Thank you, and thank you for doing what you do, because it is so important. It's really amazing, and so much respect. Thank you.
I got respect for you too, okay? Thank you so much for tuning in, and see you next week in another episode of Scarlett Letter Show.
Adios, amigos.